All right, everybody. This would be a good time for you to like, share, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Ding, ding, ding. And this is a shout out for Raul Perez. He's an electrician at work, and I told him I'd give him a shout out. So hello, Raul. And like I said, like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell. That way you'll be notified when I do more videos like this. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and hook these knuckles up, and then I'll get back. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna raise this knuckle up and put the nut on the upper ball joint to hold the knuckle up, and then swing the lower A-frame up, and then put the nut on the lower. That's the plan. Alright, you all. I don't know if you can see this or not. Can you see that boot starting to deteriorate? It's like it's dry rotting. See the cracks in it right there when I push it? You might as well order yourself some extra of these boots. That driver's side, this bottom pin was stuck. I got the pin out, and right here it is. I'm going to clean it up, and I've got a 410 brush and swab that I'm going to try. I'm going to attempt to clean this hole out that this pin goes in, because it's probably full of trash, and I've got it stuck already. But there we go. It's not going to be easy, but I am going to brush that hole out the best that I can, and spray some WD-40 in it, because you want those calipers working the way they're supposed to work. That pin had a lot of mud on it. I know this don't have anything to do with the A-arm install, but this is actually part of it. This is what I found. Now I'm gonna take a piece of blue shop towel and try to push up in there. I'll try to get as much of that crud out of there as I can. You can see, pretty nasty. And I'll keep repeating this over and over again until I get it, you know, pretty clean. But I just wanted to show you all that boot over there. So you might as well go ahead and order some boots and check those from time to time. And I would go ahead and buy a set and have them ready for when you do brake pads. Go ahead and replace them and do this right here. If you've got a hole in one of them where it's sticking, you're gonna have to clean it out. I'm gonna change this brush to the swab. This is 410 shotgun. Works pretty good. It's a little tight, but that's okay. I'll spray it down with a little bit of WD-40. So you can see the end here, all the way down at the end inside there, it's full of crap. We're just gonna keep doing that till we're satisfied it's clean. And I even try to and I bought some Permatex disc brake part lube that I'm going to lube this pan with when I put it back in. But anyway, y'all get the picture. I'm just going to keep on. You can see this boot right here. See the hole? I guess something hit it, and that's what caused this. It let water and dirt and grime in it. So I'm gonna order some of these boots and go ahead and replace all 4 of them when I do the brake job. And I'm not for sure if the rear are the same or not. You might want to check and just go ahead and order some for the rear too. So anyway, y'all get the point what I'm doing. All right. Now I'm going to show you how I did that driver's side. Boy, I got the sun right in my eye now. Sun hadn't been out all day. Gonna push that up. Probably have to take your knee and hold it. Or if you had a jack. Or another person. All right, I got the nut started. Now I'm going to take my 17mm wrench and start snugging this nut up, and the whole thing is turning on me. There we go. Now it's pulling it in. Sun hadn't been out all day. It finally came out. All right, I've got that nut kind of snug. Now we're going to swing up our lower A-frame and get our ball joint started in it. You know, Ashton and I tried last night like crazy to get these boots to loosen up on the bottom ball joints to take them loose, and we couldn't. And now, since I put that grease on them and pushing them up on there, they're popping right off. We tried and tried and tried to get those loose. I guess we didn't try hard enough. All right, now we're gonna swing it in. And we're gonna put our washer on and get our nut started. There we go. And now I'm gonna turn this nut till I get it snug. Well, there we go. Some of this stuff you gotta hold your mouth just right to get it to go. Just main thing, take your time, don't get excited. ain't worth it. Getting all tore up. I've already greased the bottom bushings on the lower control arm, or the lower A-frame. I've already greased them, but I'm gonna have to get my other grease gun to lube the top. It's the grease gun I had out here right now don't have a hose on it. It's just a hard pipe, and in order to grease the top one, you got to have a grease gun that has a hose on it, because you got to reach back up inside the frame toward the differential. I'm snugging the bottom ball joint down now, the nut on it. Got it lined up with the hole. Now I'm moving to the top. These ball joint nuts are tedious. That's why I said just take your time, stay calm. Just a little bit more. All right, I've got it lined up with the hole as well. And now we can install our cotter pans into the castle nut on the lower and upper ball joint. Then all you got to do is bend your tab down on your cotter pans, and then we'll be ready to go to the next step. All right, I've got this Permatex Ceramic Extreme Brake Parts Lubricator. I put this old boot back on until I get a new one. I'm going to put a pretty liberal amount on this pan. Then I'm going to put a little in this pan hole. I'm going to turn this as I put it in. And this thing's got flats on it. The pan. And that way it doesn't push all the lubricant out. I tell you what, it's pretty rough all the way down inside there. So I may end up having to do a little more cleaning. Feels like it may be pitted, I don't know. That should be free. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of old dirty. I just thought I had that clean. I'm going to keep working with it. Yep, I'm going to wipe it all off. It's got mud down in the bottom. Alright, it's acting right now. And I may just go ahead and order a new pin for this one. Alright, I've got it freed up now. So I'm going to put some of this lube on the flats. There's 3 flats on this pan. I tell you what, might be the best. Instead of putting the boot on the pin, put the boot in the bracket, because it actually does sit down in a groove like that, and then push it in. That way any excess lube that it pushes out will go into the boot. Alright, that's got that. Now I'm going to go to putting the brake calipers on. And those were 12mm. I'll undo it up here where I had it hanging. There's mud in this piston, so I'm going to get that out. I'm going to install the caliper. I'll get my bolt started here. Easier said than done, I guess. There we go. Those don't have to be super tight. Alright, there's the driver's side caliper back on. Now we gotta reattach these brake lines to the new A-arm. And that is a 10 millimeter. There's one up here on the front and one around in the back. Need a 10 millimeter ratchet wrench for that one. For a minute I thought it was like a 10 millimeter socket. MIA. Alright, there's our driver's side caliper and brake line attached. You can see the brake line attaches here and then back here. 10 millimeter wrench or socket. And the caliper bolts are take a 12 millimeter wrench or socket. Alright, I'm going to do the other side. Alright, your next step will be installing these black covers. You got a bolt up here and a bolt down here. I just turned the wheel sideways to the left and the right to make it easier on tightening those up. Now, I'll show you something I found. If you don't use those steering stops, it's going to cause you a problem with your tie rod. Look right there. So that's what the steering stops are for. So I am going to have to install those steering stops. I've already installed that black cover and this one here. So I guess now I'm going to take a little break, and then we're going to do these steering stops, and then that'll be it, except for greasing the upper A-arms. Okay. Alrighty, I don't know if you can see this or not, but right there is the clamp for this boot on the steering rack. Can you all see that? Right here. I'm gonna have to get that band off. Right here. Somewhere right there is a metal band. I gotta get that clamp off, that band, and then I gotta pull the boot back and then slide this spacer over the inner tie rod and then put the boot back on. And they supplied some cable ties to tie the boot back to seal it. And I may go ahead and squirt a little grease in on the rack too while I'm at it. So I want to try that. Okay, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I got the boot pulled back, and then I've got this steering stop pushed over the tie rod on the rack. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this right here is the steering stop. And then I have pumped some grease up in the end of the steering rack. You can see it right there where my finger's at. Red grease. I've used the needle and just pumped it in until it started filling up and coming out. Now I'm going to push this boot back up on and use the wire ties that they supplied and put around and tie it to seal the boot. And I'm thinking that's probably going to be a pretty good little task. And this right here is the band. I just hit it right here with the hammer and a screwdriver, and then it knocked it loose, and then took it off. But I'm going to attempt to get that boot back up on there and put the wire tie on, and then move to the other side. And then we'll be able to be ready to put the wheels on this thing and check the stance out of it on it, and maybe give it a test drive. All right, I pushed the boot back up on. I ended up having to turn the steering and pushing the tie rod in this away. And once that boot goes on, you'll know it. I had to take a flathead screwdriver, and now be careful, don't poke a hole in your boot, and just push it down here at the bottom and the side, wherever you can push it. When it goes on, you'll know it, because it kind of like snaps on. And then I took one of these cable ties, wire ties that they supplied, and I wrapped it around out here. They're all folded up, so you'll have to make sure you get it the right way. And I started it out here, and I had the end down, and then I just slid it over the boot like that and got it out back there and pulled it tight. And you can see I've got the excess right here down at the bottom. When I do the other side, then I'll get the wire cutters and come and snip them off. But I'm going to go to the other side now and do exactly what I did over here. Alright, I've got the other side done. As you can see right here, that's where the wire tie goes around this boot to hold it on now. And now the steering won't turn as sharp, and it won't let that tie rod bind up, or at least that's what I'm thinking. Yep, there's the stop. And there's the stop. It won't let this over travel, which is a good thing, and you still get your turn as sharp as it did before, I'd say. We did break an axle backing up, turning sharp, because of that right there, and that was before anything. And I put a little bit of grease on that rack on the other side. Now I'm just working it back and forth. Feels good. Alright, I'm gonna straighten it up, and we're gonna put the wheels on this thing and set it down and check the stance out and see what it looks like. Alright, here we go. Alright, I got the wheels on it. Got it back on the ground. There's how you can see the stance of it. These Super ATV A-Arms are a lot beefier than the factory ones. A lot stouter. Out of a lot bigger tubing. Not for sure, but that's probably 1.25 inches, 1/8. Alright, I'm going to take it for a test drive, make sure everything's alright. Alright, I took it for a test drive. The front end was pretty bad out of line. I just eyeballed it for now, but that's how it looks with the high clearance A-Arms on it after it's been drove. Now it's settled down instead of just being let down off the jacks. It's something I want to show you all. Sorry about that. If you all fool with one of these needles, grease needles, this thing is very sharp. It's just like a needle that you get a shot from, if you'll look at that. Be very careful with those, folks, and when you get done with them, take them out of the grease gun and put them back in the holder that they came in. It fits pretty tight, but that thing is dangerous. I seen a guy once that he went to put it in the grease gun and he pushed it with the palm of his hand, and that didn't go very well. But it comes with this cover protector, and I'm just going to put it back in the pack that it came in and store it in there. Be very careful with those, guys. They're dangerous. Alright, that wraps it up for the high clearance A-Arms for the Pioneer 520 Super ATV high clearance A-Arms. And as you can tell, they look pretty sick. Now, one thing that I am going to have to do, I'm going to go around and check all these nuts to make sure they're tight. They're supposed to be from Super ATV because they come with the standard camber settings. but I'm gonna go around and make sure they're tight. All right, that wraps it up for this video with Charlie's Adventures. I hope y'all enjoyed. Remember, subscribe, like, subscribe, comment, ring that notification bell, roll, share. All right, everybody, we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.